Hello everyone. I I just fucked up my watch list. I added all stocks in this screener into the mediocre watches and I have to rearrange all of them. Gonna take some time. Oh my god, finally. Wow. Okay, and then hmm, I think I think that's it. Today not planning to do upside, not planning to do much. Maybe selling some into strength. I gonna sell some into strength and learn from the lessons. Really want Rocket Lab to stay within the high from today, from the previous swing high, and go sideways for next week, then form an inside wick next week. That would be the best case scenario. I've sold 15% QBTS into strength. Also sold 15% RNQ into strength. Also sold 15% GFS into strength. Now, yeah, just going to trail the rest, or maybe sell some more if they got further extended. Circle is doing pretty nice. Opening above the 9 EMA, now trying to push above yesterday's high. Like this action so far. But I think I would wait for next week. Not gonna do anything today. Hopefully next week there will be some opportunities. Like Intel is also building a flag or just building a base above the 21 EMA. Really wanted to go sideways a little bit more. Now it's up 12%. Oh, Zoom is earnings today. Zoom has earnings today. Getting higher. Nice action so far. Crown is still going higher. NW. All the cybersecurity stocks are just going straight up. Literally straight up. Only has like 2 red days from the past 15 days. A-Lab is also doing really well. Still no signs of like a volume expansion. And now it's a really good like volume coming in. It's not like really high and really strong. No signs of exhaustion or something like that. ARM. I don't want to look at this guy. This is the beast. Core beef. Hopefully it could like hold above the weekly 9 EMA for the weekly close. Looks really nice on the weekly. Fly looks like it's breaking out today. Ooh, it's actually a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one. Cup with handle. And yesterday, pretty tight range. A tight range day, and then today's breaking out from the previous day high. That's a really good looking one for breakouts. We bought Poet on 1 minute reversal. Great entry. I love it. I love it. Do you suggest trimming A-Lab or ARM? I think either trimming or not trimming is good. It's great, but you have to find your own approach, your own like style of selling. So you just maybe, or you can toss a coin and then just choose one, like just choose one of them, like trim or not trim, and then you can evaluate later, like whether you think, like after you have closed the trade, and then you can look back and reevaluate whether, like, if I can make the decision again. Do you think trimming or not trimming is better? Then you gradually will form your own approach on selling into strength. But if you really asking me, like, what will I do? That I think I'm going to sell some into strength today. Yeah, it's pretty extended from the 9 EMA, so it will be more difficult when you hold your whole position to face a potential pullback of maybe 20%. It's really easier said than done. So I think trimming some could help you to like stay on the boat longer, but there's no correct answer. You just find out your own way. Your own way, yeah. AAOI compressed between 9 and 21. Now is I don't know. I'll wait for the close to see how it close, and yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna wait for the close, and if I am going to buy the breakout, I'm gonna use like a 60-minute 9 EMA. Like for me, I'm going to use 60-minute 9 EMA as a reference point. Like you can also try maybe 30-minute 9 EMA or 50-minute or maybe 2-hour 9 EMA or like 30-minute 21 EMA to see which one works best for you. Like something you can do is to like go back and see the first breakout after the pullback, and see, for example, like the gap up above the 30-minute 9 EMA, and then a little bit of fade into that, and it continues higher, or here holding the 9 and 21 day EMA 30-minute time frame, the first candle undercut and then reclaim of it, starting a new trend. So I would love to use the EMA on a lower time frame as a reference point. When I look for buying pullbacks, you just want to list a little bit sideways. You would never buy hot at 19th of May when it was falling into 21 EMA. Not really. Not really. I think I would love to buy down here, but it's really difficult because it's really easier said than done, and I'm not good at this, but I would really want I can buy down here. To me, it's the best risk reward spot. If you can manage to find an entry at the low here and not getting stopped out, like this is the best. This is the best entry point and gives you the best risk reward. And like the market right now, it for a pullback is really fast. Like when it just arriving the 21 EMA or any support level, it's just a touch and go. So it won't spend time hanging around the support levels, especially when the stock is in a strong trend. Something like this, like a touch and then breaking out to the upside, and then a touch and then breaking out to the upside. So on the other hand, if the stock's starting to like to chop around the EMAs, maybe it's a sign of like an early sign of losing some steam, because the strong actions that I could find for the strong stocks is just a touch and go in the current market. So if we see something like that, like several days of chops up around the 21 EMA, maybe there will be like an early sign of losing the strength. Yeah, and yeah, it's maybe. I never know, and no one could ever know. And you can do your own research and try to find it out. Probably we're gonna sell some EMPH into strength if it continues higher. Maybe today or maybe next week. Not sure. AXTI forming a bull flag, but looks like kind of choppy. I'm still not get used to like buying the extended short base breakout. It's never forming a big enough base for me to like form the conviction in. But I don't know. This thing has been going up 5,000%. I think if you can like manage your risk is definitely okay, because if you got stop down, it's only maybe like 0.3%, 0.2% of your account, then it's completely fine. Today could be a buy actually, if it's not that stretched. But I don't know, like it could be a sign of strength when the stock like goes up like that. I just cannot pull the trigger. Oh, I have to rearrange this tier 2 watch list. DXYZ is a really good breakout yesterday. Like EMAs are really close on multiple time frames. Pretty tight range. Christian is going to draw something like the range like that, I think. Something like that, and then this is a perfect breakout, isn't it? 5-star setup. 20th of May of May was the first bounce, and you entered many positions. Then we have 2 days follow up. Suppose you still have buying power, would you consider entering position after 3 or 4 day market rally? I wanna prevent that. I don't wanna like, if I get in enough positions early, I would really want to just sit back and do nothing, and not gonna consume any of the mental and financial capital, especially like only a few days. But I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I would do less for the coming days, even weeks, if my positions are gonna keep working well. Do I consider gaps in queues a lot in my entries? Yeah, I would say I do consider, and but based on the actions given like on Wednesday and Thursday is pretty good. Like a gap down into support, and a lot of stocks finding strength and even breaking out from the range from the previous highs. But now I think a gap up, we are seeing some fade. In general, it's not a like, I think probability wise, not a really good timing for buying a gap up. Yeah, but it's not a like a black and white rule. Like if Qs are gapping up, then I should completely avoid entering any new positions. It's definitely not like that. But I think it's that the tendency or like frequency would be a little bit smaller. Any thoughts on SpaceX and Anthropic IPOs? Not really, actually. But I would love to see their directions after IPO. I think if they're getting something like Palantir 2021 IPO, like Palantir has made a 300% move after its IPO in the first 5 months, or in the first 4 months. And then I believe like the top of Palantir marks the end of the free money market, and then starting in February 2021, all the growth names, small caps, SPACs are losing steam, and the market turned into like grinding mode. or like you have to shift the focus into the large caps or mega caps, and I failed to do so, and I keep trading the shit coast. But on the other hand, if like SpaceX or Anthropic after the IPO, they are getting they're forming a base, like they are not going higher, they're just maybe getting some distributions and going sideways, then I will be really bearish. Sorry, I will be really bullish, and I think the bull market could be longer than we all expect. The IPO is a pretty good sentiment indicator, I think. So like CBRS is actually going down after the IPO. I love that. Hi Martin, how did you end up with the edge of trading pullbacks? One thing Christian always said is uh, you need to be open-minded, and I really agree that like open-mindedness is if not the best, but it's definitely one of the best uh one of the best maybe character or style of thinking that the good trader should possess. So yeah, I'm not I don't want to like stick with any concepts or knowledge. Like I would love to think twice when I have heard something new. So after your own thinking, you'll find it's actually it's great. It's actually really good. But some maybe not that good, and some is really bad. Like I don't think it makes sense. So you just pick the good ones and not just blindly following something. So I think like for example like risk management, like setting stops. Like I think of it multiple times. Like I think many times like whether setting stop is good or not. Like I'm not just blindly following what like maybe Minafini is telling in his books. Yeah, is it really good to like to set the stops when you're entering the positions, and then I like after like lots of like thoughts or like consideration, I think yeah it makes a lot of sense, at least to me. And another thing is the curiosity. I think I'm pretty curious on like on the market movements or finding the good risk reward entries and a good exit. I'm trying to observe. Like I really love to scrolling the charts and to find to look for some good spots. Like where can I buy this thing? If I can trade this back again. Yeah, and that's what I did yesterday. Like I'm looking at the move on crowd like this is going straight up, then I don't think any pullbacks, or maybe pullback could be an intraday pullback. It could also be a possibility. Yeah, I'm I'm still exploring this, but in such a straight up market, how can we find some entries when every day the stock is going higher, not even touching the 9 EMA? Yeah, so being curious and just trying to observe the details or the nuance. Yeah, so I think I'm not going to do any trades today, and let's end the date here. If we can get another pullback into the 9 EMA, that will be a really nice flag for the next breakout. For yeah, another pullback to the 9 EMA probably, and that's great. I have finally have 1 day of not trading anything. It's really hard. It's really hard for me to completely sitting out and do nothing. So thank you guys for coming, and see you in the next one.